Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are here to talk about some Vivre card leaks that have just dropped. Things started dropping last night, but I had to go to sleep, but even more stuff has come out in the morning, so let's talk about it. Now, quick disclaimer, these are very early leaks, so there might be some mistakes. There's definitely more information coming out later. All the sources will be linked in the description below. But let's get into talking about these Vivre cards because there's some very interesting stuff about YAMATO and King's bounty and the Toby Ropo bounties. So first off, a lot of these early translations are going to be like this, translated into another language that I'm gonna have to Google translate through Twitter, but we do get the gist of information here. Scotch is one of the first people that started releasing stuff, so we're gonna start with him. Now in this one we find out Kaido is 59 years old, 710 centimeters tall, and born on the Grand Line. Nothing really too surprising. If anything, I would have thought he was a little younger. This makes him 9 years younger than Big Mom, who's 68, and as far as his height goes, he's still shorter than Big Mom, so he's not really a giant or anything like that, who are usually at least 12 meters tall. Now of course, this line right here has people all riled up, which is Yamato's gender is female/woman without additions. Now again, these are very early leaks, so there's definitely going to be some disputes about what's right and wrong about this. This is a belief I've always had, but honestly guys, it's really not that deep. This whole Yamato thing has gotten completely out of hand. The people that are getting mad about it are not going to stop yelling about it. People are going to believe what they want to believe, so at this point just ignore the people that are yelling and call Yamato whatever the hell you want. What's more interesting about Yamato's information to me is the fact that her birthplace is unclear. This was actually kind of surprising to me at first because I thought she was definitely born in Wano, but actually kind of makes sense because we don't know exactly when Kaido went to Wano. See, we know that 25 years ago he fought Oden, but we don't know exactly when he took over and went to Wano because Orochi became shogun when Oden was away. So the fact that they have it as unclear here, I think it means that Yamato was probably born somewhere else. This gives me hope that we'll get a Yamato mom review at some point, which I talked about in this video, breaking down all the things we need to see from the Kaido flashback. Also, the last part of this, which is the Toby Ropo, all have armament and observation haki. That's kind of expected. At this point, all strong people should have some sort of haki. Why the majority of the Straw Hats don't have it, I don't know. King is 47 years old, born in the Grand Line. We already knew that. His age is kind of surprising, I guess, because he's part of this ancient race that went extinct. Okay, I had to check how old Magellan was because there is that whole theory about King being from Impel Down, and it turns out the two of them are the same age. I don't know if that's a hint or anything, but there you go. Queen is also born in the Grand Line. He's actually older than King, which I think adds a fun dynamic. It also makes sense though with him being the scientist type of dude working with Vegapunk and Judge and all those guys before. Some more Toby Ropo information here. I believe this is supposed to be who's who is from the North Blue. That's cool, I guess, but the interesting one is Black Maria is from Wano country. Black Maria still remains the most mysterious Toby Ropo member. I have no idea what her motivations are. The fact that she's from Wano is so interesting. Like, was she just a Wano citizen this whole time? Okay, so we have some information about the numbers apparently. 6,680 centimeters tall. So about the same height as Ors. Hotch is like 66 meters and Ors is 67 meters. This is actually kind of important because this kind of hints that Ors is also a failed experiment, which honestly makes sense because I don't think this dude was pulling islands. These nicknames here don't really make sense. We're gonna need some better translations. More Black Maria stuff. It looks like this was actually her hybrid form. Okay, this right here is a big one. We do have all the bounties here. King being 1.39 billion, just a little off from 1.4, but it does make him higher than Marco. Marco is 1.37, so it's really not that different and shouldn't make much of a difference, but I'm sure a lot of people are gonna run with this in power scaling discussions. What I think this really proves is that Marco, King, and Queen are all around the same range. So I think if you're gonna power scale, you could kind of put them around the same level. This does also give King the highest bounty of any Yonko commander until we find out Ben Beckman's probably. With the rest of the Toby Robo, we got Who's Who at 546, Sasaki 472, Black Maria 480, Ulti 400, and Page 1 just 290. These are about what I expected. Who's Who definitely should have been the highest. Black Maria, if anything, is the most surprising at 480. Now, one thing to know about these bounties is that it's going to be a good measuring stick for their opponents in the war, which are majority of them are Straw Hats. So I'm guessing for like Zoro and Sanji, their bounties might jump to like 1.4, 1.5, close to Luffy's current bounty. And then for some of the other Straw Hats like Jinbei, Frankie, and Robin, they'll probably get close to 500-600 here. And then Usopp and Nami, maybe 300-400. Chopper, who the hell knows, but we'll find out. Okay, so we have the name of Apu's Devil Fruit, the Oto no Mi. Zoro's new card also doesn't mention his possession of King's Haki. This might stir up some theories, but I still think Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. Alright, but from that, we're gonna go to our next source, brand new here. Zoro's new card does not mention Haki user, despite the fact there's frame of Kaido in it. Okay, so that makes it a little more interesting interesting, I guess, but I still think Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. About this frame with Killer's attack, the Punisher runs the speed of sound, and the shockwave it generates reaches inside Kaido's body and gives him damage. Yeah, that was a dope attack. Kaido was not alone heading to Marineford, was stopped by red-haired pirates. King was also with it. That makes it kind of interesting, but this was kind of expected. I didn't expect Kaido to just pull up alone, but it does definitely hype up the red-haired pirates a little more. I'm praying we get a flashback of that at some point. Okay, so this comment here looks like it's saying that Kaido, since he fought Odin, has had this burning passion to fight in his heart, and he's been just searching for stronger and stronger opponents to kind of get that fix. Odin living rent-free. Some information here about King. He can fly at high speed. The shark beak turns into a spear. Now this is actually interesting because that means Sanji's raid suit really held up, because King genuinely thought he was gonna just straight up pierce through Sanji. It was mentioned in King's card that he became a follower of Kaido because he admired his strength. Yeah, kind of what I expected, and probably why the majority of the Tobiropo follow him. Okay, so we're finally getting some Drake information here. Okay, so it looks like Sengoku also took care of Drake, but does this mean that he's also Sword? This is interesting because Garp has always been my best guess for the leader of Sword, shout out Randy Choi, but this could mean that maybe Corazon and Sengoku were also partaking in Sword in some way. People are just talking about Yamato. Joy Boy saying these are scrub bounties. I feel like it's just our expectations have been kind of blown out the water with the recent bounties. The majority of these Tobiropo members still have a higher bounty than Jinbei. Jinbei is only 432, so only Ulti, Page 1, and I guess X Drake are lower than him. Okay, so shout out Geo, both Judge and Queen are the same age. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe Vegapunk is around the same age as well. How old is Caesar? Hold on. Caesar is only 40. I guess he's a young genius. All right, now we're looking at Oro Japan, who also has some information dropping. So as you can see, we have a lot more cards with a bunch more information that hasn't been translated. So there's definitely going to be a lot more coming. So these are still just initial leaks. So Pooh is the Oto Oto no Mi. He has both Hakis as well. I still have no idea what the Oto Oto means. If somebody knows, comment below. Some more King information here. Nothing really new besides like favorite food and stuff. I'm sure some of this stuff you could really deep dive into and try to make a theory out of, but it's too damn early for that. Here's Kaido's card. So right here it says the strongest creature. I saw somewhere earlier where it was saying that Kaido was without a doubt the strongest creature. I'm not sure if that's really saying anything new because it's still kind of tying him to that creature category, and we already knew that Kaido is an absolute beast. Okay, so there's the Yamato card. It also has favorite foods Odin. That's kind of funny. Hawkins's card, boring, we don't care. Kid's card, it looks like nothing major came from it, or else I'm sure it would have been reported. There's Ulti's card, only 22 years old. That's pretty damn young, to be honest. That puts her around the same age as Zoro and Sanji, so pretty impressive how far she's come. Black Maria, 820 centimeters, putting her around the same height as Big Mom, I believe, but still this origin of Wano country makes this so interesting. Wait, hold on. Is this a mistranslation? Queen, pause moment for Queen. What do you mean by that? Page 1, 20 years old, so showing that he's really young. Luffy's still younger though. Luffy's the GOAT. We also have Jack as well, and Jack's pretty damn tall. He's 830 centimeters. Onimaru as well, okay, 69 years old. Nice. I'm sure Artur is gonna do a full breakdown and translation when he has the time, but in the meantime, check this video out. It's really good.